Going straight to what's happening in the Nigerian Professional Football League, would say that there is no conclusion yet or decision to be reached right now on how the NPFL 2019-2020 season will be concluded, even with the outbreak of COVID-19. Of course, rumors came in as of Sunday that clubs have decided to end the league points per game. Looking at this right now, of course, we had in the presence in our studio as of yesterday, Godwin Inakina over there, who came over to said this is not really true, as we would say. These clubs, when did they meet? What evidence to show that these clubs are really met to have the conclusion of the Nigerian Professional Football League? But coming right now, the Nigerian Football Federation and Minister of Youth and Sport Development, talking about Sunday Diary, had their tweets yesterday on Twitter, on their verified Twitter handle, talking about contributing of how the league should end, talking about the 2019-2020 season. Coming from the Minister of Youth and Sport Development, he says in his tweet, and it reads, this afternoon, the Ministry of Youth and Sport held a virtual meeting with the leadership of the NFF over the NPFL 2019-2020 season. Now, and other patient matters. Now, a final decision will be reached shortly in the interest of all stakeholders, football development and health and safety. Coming from the Nigerian Football Federation, it says the Nigerian Football Federation has declared the wide consultation is still ongoing as to the format, the pattern of closing the 2019-2020 football season, including that of the Nigerian Professional Football League. Now, looking at this right now, it says reacting to the widespread reports that a vast majority of the club owners have voted to end the season, and therefore the points per game principle will be adopted. That's coming from the Nigerian Football Federation, their Twitter handle. But looking at this right now, do you think this point per game will really work for these clubs? 20 clubs over there in the Nigerian Professional Football League, Susan?
Well, 17 of the club owners have agreed. Okay. Like we reportedly heard that they've agreed that they should end it by point per game. And about 3 clubs, their ringleader is Lobby Stars, who think that they stand a chance of going to the continent if the table is freezed. And what that means is that if the table stays as it is, as when the break was being said, that when the break was being held, that Lobby Stars will be the representative, one of the representatives representing the league on the continent.
Continental level?
Going to the
that was at 2018?
No, if the league was being completed, the table was being freezed as it is. That Lobby Stars will be going to the continent. So that's why they are fighting that they will not be in agreement with the other 17 clubs who said that they should go by points per game. But I will subscribe to going by points per game because we are very peculiar in Nigeria. In 2018, when Lobby Stars were asked to represent us on the continent, it was a very peculiar case. And the LMC, they found a way of working around it. So we have a way of doing our things in Nigeria. When they organized the Super 6, there were lots of controversies here and there. You can't satisfy everyone. There were controversies when the Super 6 came up, and people were like, why would they play the Super 6? Why would they organize such tournaments? How would this be? How would that be? But we can see that even in Europe, the Champions League also will be organizing something that looks like a Super 6, which will be a tournament where they'll be played at a neutral ground. So it's something that is peculiar to Nigeria. We know how to solve our own problems. So if we are using points per game, which is even recognized globally, I think it's something that is quite recognizable. So I think they should go by the points per game, but you can't satisfy everyone, and that's just a basic truth. Okay, going by points per game right now, that means and the fact of having no relegation, no promotion, those teams from the NNL will not be able to be promoted right now to the NPFL. Does this sound unfair to those in NNL?
No, it doesn't sound unfair. It's a peculiar case. It's called a force majeure. And because it's called a force majeure, things happen like that. Now, for the fact that the Nigeria Professional Football League haven't really gone halfway, it's and you want to say that, okay, fine. Well, how do we settle this now? The NLL themselves, if it were organized, would have been a different thing. If they had been having games, there would have been a different thing. Don't forget there was a crisis last year. Now last year that their CEO had to resign. That's Honorable Kola Olokpade had to resign. Now their chairman is dead. So he's looking at see they suspended their league. Did they even, how many matches did they play? Did they play up to 10 match days? 10 match days, you understand? So that one is quite different. So there's a crisis there. Okay. So it will not make sense for you to say that, okay, you want to promote anything. So you leave it as it is. Now, for the issue about the points per game, the owners of the league, despite the fact that there is a management that is in charge of the league, you still have club owners. They came, they met virtually. Yeah. I mean, you said that Gordon and Agner said that how did they meet and all that. How do we meet? I mean, I've had lots of meetings virtually this period. Lots of people have had lots of meetings as well. And of course, I mean, I read this a press statement by the secretary to the Nigerian club owners, Mr. Aloy Chukwuemeka. And he said even then, in 2018, when they had to take that decision, that they had to do it via voice notes. Now, 17 club out of 20 club says we want this. Now, one stood out, one did not vote, while the other decided that, okay, no, it's not going to be like that, let's have a super stage. Now, the club owners have accepted, excuse me, so this point per game thing, how do you, okay, Lobby Stars are saying they're on top, they should be it. How? When if Eyimba win their remaining 5 games, they'll be on top.
Yes.
Same thing with Rivers United.
There's an argument, and the argument is understandable because Eyimba have 5 outstanding games. 5 outstanding games. 5 outstanding games. So if they have 5 outstanding games and they are not sure they will be winning that 5 outstanding games, and it looks like being partial for a team that has 5 outstanding games to go ahead of a team who is currently on top.
Hold on.
And
but with the numbers of games, but with the number of games that have been played, Eyimba has more points if you want to look at the numbers of games without the other games that are outstanding, without the games that are more.
You can't calculate games in hand. You have to wait till
it's not games in hand, they are calculating. They are calculating games, points per game. And based on the points per game, Eyimba would have more than Lobby.
That's if they win all of their remaining games.
That's what I'm saying. So based on that, the club, and this point per game thing, it has been fought globally, and those people that fought against it lost. You understand? And it's being used right now in the French league, in the French Ligue 1, and other ones as well. So what we're talking about is that I think it can be resolved. It can be resolved well. Okay. Truth is this. Don't let me say this so that I don't cause a controversy.
I was looking at you already.
The truth is that a solution has to come. We hear that sports cannot hold in this country till at least September. Yes. So a solution has to come. Okay. A solution has to come fast.
We'll see how that pans out over there, but we'll still be dwelling on that issue over there for the Nigerian Professional Football League and the way forward to conclude the 2019-2020 season. Moving away from that, let's track Super Eagles that had their showings in the La Liga as of yesterday. Of course, we had Super Eagle in Leganes, that game of Leganes, of course, for Villarreal 2 and also Granada. Of course, looking further, we could say that Chukwueze was on for 72 minutes for Villarreal, played in the 2-2 draw at home to Sevilla. Kenneth Romero featured for 90 minutes, while Chidozie Awaziem was an unused substitute. You're wondering why he was not used by his coach over there. Now, of course, we know that Chidozie Awaziem has been in trouble twice. Now, for Leganes, City Leganes, Rahman Aziz for Granada was substituted in the 46th minute. But something came up on social media that got our attention. Now, of course, making the rounds on social media, it's a leak of Villarreal's salary for players and their contracts. Now, what got people's attention was where Samuel Chukwueze lies. And Samuel Chukwueze lies on the last point over there with earning weekly 500 euros. According to them, his contract still remains till 2023. Now, looking at this, people have this hashtag of is Chukwueze now the modern slave?
For me,
we have just few minutes.
For me, you see, this talk about this thing is something I'm not going to dwell on because I do not have facts. Forget about what we're seeing on the social media. Yeah, and
we just want to clarify this.
As a good journalist, thank God we have La Liga Nigeria. And we can always reach them. That's where we can verify. They can give us clarification.
But Spanish teams don't release
exactly based on the fact that they do not release them. And of course, I know one or two agents that they claim are close to Chukwueze that says that is not the salary and all that. You get what I'm trying to say? So basically, this is not authentic. It doesn't have any sort of authenticity, and I wouldn't want everybody to dwell on this. Now, based on the fact that we do not have the actual contract, when we do, we have a problem with it, we'll call on La Liga Nigeria to clarify. And
that should be said to also should be defense over there, making the news, making the rounds of Chukwueze's pay, weekly pay at Villarreal. It is not, there's no authenticity to that, that document right now of that pay for